Good morning. My name is Sarah Gonzalez. I'm Assistant Director here at the Strauss Institute, and this online recorded webinar is geared for students that are looking at attending one of Pepperdine's dispute resolutions programs as a visiting student. So this may be students currently enrolled in a JD program in the United States or other graduate program, as well as international students enrolled in programs around the world. Just as a brief introduction, my name is Sarah Gonzalez. I'm Assistant Director here at the Strauss Institute and have been at Pepperdine for over 13 years. So what I'm sharing with you will be information on what programs are available for students enrolled in other programs, as well as tips on the application process and what should be submitted in order to participate in one of the programs. As I mentioned, we do get participants from locations around the globe. To provide a little bit of background information on Pepperdine University, Pepperdine University is located in beautiful Malibu, California. So we're just on the outskirts of the city of Los Angeles, on a 830-acre campus overlooking the Pacific Ocean. At Pepperdine, we actually have a number of different programs available, whether they're undergraduate programs as well as separate graduate schools in law, public policy, business, education, and psychology, as well as the graduate programs offered through Seaver College. As a visiting student, there are three different ways to participate in one of our dispute resolution programs here at Pepperdine. As a visiting student currently enrolled in a law or other graduate program in the United States or internationally, you can simply enroll in single courses through our winter intensive or our summer program. This will provide students the opportunity to take a course in a 1 week or 2 weekend intensive and come in for 2 units of coursework. So the amount of courses you enroll in will really vary depending on how many units of coursework you're looking to participate in. We've had visiting students that will come in for just one class because they're looking for knowledge in a specialized topic, or we've had students participate in the full summer because they're looking at trying to graduate early from their JD or other program. Much of what you should take into consideration when deciding how much to enroll is by talking to your home school to figure out how many units they will transfer into their home program. So those limitations should then dictate how many units of coursework you would participate in during one of our summer or winter intensives. Students enrolled in programs across the U.S. or internationally also have the option of earning one of our degrees, either the Certificate in Dispute Resolution or the Master's in Dispute Resolution, in conjunction with your degree that you're earning from your home institution. So in many instances, we've had JD students enrolled in another program that will come in during the summer and do our certificate, or that will come in and take courses during the summer and a few winter intensives to be able to earn the master's while transferring courses in from their home school. So there are a number of different options available depending on how you want to participate in the program. In regards to why students elect to participate in one of our dispute resolution courses here at Pepperdine, in many instances, law schools across the nation do not offer as many dispute resolution courses. So at Pepperdine, we offer over 52 different courses in the field of dispute resolution. So students are able to take courses that specialize in a particular area to complement their legal degree. In many instances, we have had students in business programs as well as other non-law programs that will participate in the negotiation or some of the other dispute resolution courses to learn at managing conflict within their non-legal environment. So we do have a lot of visiting students that will participate that are specializing in an area outside of the legal realm. Many students, what's different about Pepperdine is the students that participate in the programs tend to come from a diverse background. So even with the courses that visiting students will participate in, many of the summer courses will attract students that are in our certificate, in our master's, in our LLM program. So visiting students from other programs will be in the same classroom as practicing attorneys that have been working in the field for 20, 25 years, with CEOs of major organizations, or maybe the lead for the human resource department, or a psychologist, or even more recently, a number of police officers. We've recently partnered with LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, to teach a lot of conflict resolution skills to those within that area. And so the mixture of the students of the classroom really elevates the way that we teach dispute resolution, the way that we teach mediation, because you're not just learning from the faculty member, you're actually learning from everybody else in the classroom. And I think this magical mix of diversity within the classroom environment, whether it's diversity of professions, diversity of international students that come in for the program. We do attract students from all around the world that come in for either our LLM program, master's, or certificate program. And to be able to see how mediation is used in China, in Saudi Arabia, in Korea, in countries across the globe can certainly add another dynamic to how you study and the depth of studying mediation or dispute resolution. As I mentioned, we do attract students from around the globe, so this is actually just a sampling of the locations from where students have attended Pepperdine. And so, for an example, just the LLM class this past year that were taking courses over the summer winter intensive, many of them were from 29 different countries. And so the ability to interact with a diverse environment can certainly add to the experience in the classroom. In addition to the diversity within the classroom environment, we take a very hands-on approach when it comes to teaching the skills to negotiate, mediate, or arbitrate. When it comes to the classwork, we do not use the typical Socratic method that is found in the law school environment. We teach through lectures, discussions, but a number of simulated exercises. And so as we go through the courses and you're taking a negotiation, mediation, cross-cultural conflict and dispute resolution course, you are actually learning the theory to help structure the foundation of what you should be doing within that process. But we're going to give you role plays and exercises where you can actually figure out what your style of mediation is, or how you negotiate, and what your style is on that. How changing the who puts out the first bid, or how you change your increments can impact the negotiation process. And so we have a very hands-on approach in how we teach our courses. In addition to that, we offer a number of conferences and symposiums that are available to students, whether they are specialized 3-day conferences or 1-day events, where our students are able to network with professionals in the field. So the photo that you have below is actually our Managing Conflict 4.0 program, where we had business professionals come into Pepperdine and interact with the students to talk about how dispute resolution is used within that particular environment. So the ability to connect with practitioners is certainly another element that elevates how we translate theory into practice. And then we've had a number of our students that are pursuing the certificate or master's with their home program that have done externships abroad or here in the United States. Your ability to connect with organizations can certainly be a great opportunity to expand your legal or non-law career. In addition to these elements, as I mentioned, this is actually a photo of Professor Robinson working with some of the students as they're going through a mediation simulation. Our classes are fairly intimate in the sense that our average class size is about 32, depending on, we may have some popular professors who will push it to maybe 40 or 42, depending on the professor's preference. But we do like to keep our classes much smaller than the typical law size, simply because with the simulated exercises, it can be a bit more challenging when you have much larger of a group. Again, with our courses, many of our courses are graded based on how you're applying the theory. So for many of the intensives, the 1 week, the 2 week, the semester-long courses, we do not have final exams. Majority of our courses actually will grade you based on a final research paper where you're taking the theory you learned in class and you're applying it to an area that you want to delve deeper in. So it really gives you the opportunity to apply the theory into your specific area or niche that you're looking to develop. And so the ability to apply, focus on application rather than memorization and repeating information within that exam process is certainly a valuable tool in how we connect that theory to practice. In addition to that, we've also have been ranked fairly well. With a Princeton review, ranks Pepperdine as number 7 in regards to the best professors and accessibility. So the ability to connect with some of these lead researchers within the field, the ability to have conversations with professors and kind of learn from their experience is certainly a unique opportunity. More specific to the Strauss Institute, what we are most known for is our U.S. News and World Report ranking. We've been the #1 ranked dispute resolution program for 11 of the past 12 years. And so your ability to get access to the top ranked program as part of your legal or non-law education is certainly a unique opportunity. In addition to the rankings, we've actually been recognized by a lot of professional organizations in the field, and so we've been recognized by the American Bar Association, the California Dispute Resolution Council, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, the International Academy of Mediators, the LA County Bar Dispute Resolution Services, as well as the American College of Civil Trial Mediators. So not only are we recognized by academics in the field with the U.S. News ranking, as well as Princeton's ranking, but we also are ranked by our peers, by our other professionals working in the dispute resolution environment. In addition to that, you have the option to be able to come to Malibu and participate in our programs over the summer. Especially now in this time period, it's kind of the start of the spring, end of winter, and so to be able to spend your summer in beautiful Malibu where we have warm weather. The classes that are held during the summer are mostly evening and weekends, and so you do have the option to still do an internship in the Los Angeles area, or if your priority is to spend time at the beach or discover Los Angeles, that would be kind of up to you. You will have readings that are due for the courses, so you do have to plan accordingly. But the ability to just take advantage of being at Pepperdine for the summers or for the winter intensives as you're going through courses as a visiting student can certainly be very appealing. In addition to that, we actually are host to the world's largest conflict library. And so the AAA Library and Information Center collection was hosted by AAA in New York City, and about 10 years ago was moved to Pepperdine. And so as a student in the program, you would get access to one of the largest resources in the field in regards to conflict resolution. And so the AAA library does have a section that are actual library components, historical documents, and elements not found elsewhere, in addition to the online journal resources available to be able to search and conduct your research online. In addition to that, we also have an expansive network. Because we offer both academic programs and training programs, we have actually impacted over 40,000 people within both the academic and training programs. So the ability to tap into a big network of dispute resolution practitioners and non-lawyers is certainly a big resource for students looking at establishing a career once they graduate from their graduate program. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a series of different formats for a lot of our courses. For visiting students coming in, many of your courses will actually focus on just the 1 week intensives as well as the 2 weekend intensive formats. And so for those, you will focus your courses typically during the summer where it's all 2 weekend and a 1 week intensive, as well as the 1 week winter intensive program. In addition to that, we do offer full semester courses like a 5 week format, a 15-week semester format in the afternoons and evenings. Majority of visiting students that do participate in our programs will do so by participating in the summer program as well as the winter intensives. There are some visiting students that will elect to apply as visiting students through the law school that will allow them to come in during the fall or spring semester. That process will vary. So I should note, coming in as a visiting student under the Strauss Institute is a different application process as coming in as a visiting student for the fall and spring semester as a Pepperdine Law student. And I'll go over that in just a bit. Another option is to study in beautiful Malibu, California. We are blessed to be in a location where we overlook the Pacific Ocean and provide resources to a number of students. So we actually have 3 different cafeterias. We have a saltwater Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have, the track. We have the gym facilities down at Lower Campus, as well as a number of different options available to students that are here studying during our summer or winter programs as visiting students. You will also have access to some of our world-renowned faculty. So we do have faculty that teach here at the law school that focus in a lot of dispute resolution areas. Jack Coe is very well known within the international investment arbitration field and has been working on the restatement. So they have access to people like him, or Sukhsimrajit Singh is focusing on a lot of cross-cultural elements. Michael Helfand is known a lot within the religious arbitration area. Tony Miller does both arbitration as well as family mediation, and so you certainly have access to that as well. Maureen Weston is very well known within the sports dispute resolution. In fact, she was very pivotal in getting the Floyd Landis arbitration hosted here at Pepperdine several years ago. And so the ability to work with, if you're interested in entertainment dispute resolution, certainly a wonderful resource. As Peter Robinson, our managing director, is well known within the mediation field, as well as his studies that he's done with judges on how they use the mediation process. Thomas Stepanovich, if you is well known within the arbitration and dispute resolution field. If you look at the Supreme Court, he is the researcher most referred to when it comes to research within the arbitration field. And then Stephanie Blondell works and is well known within our public disputes area. So she is the one that's headlining our partnership with Los Angeles Police Department and doing a lot of training within that specific arena. So at Pepperdine, just to give you the context, the big picture of the different programs that are offered, at Pepperdine offers the JD program, several LLM programs, our Master of Dispute Resolution, and Certificate in Dispute Resolution. So as visiting students going through the program, I'm only going to focus on the 2 on the bottom, which is the Master of Dispute Resolution, as well as the Certificate in Dispute Resolution. So as I mentioned earlier, there are 3 different ways to participate as a visiting student. You can simply come and take courses and go through and take our courses to transfer back to your home program. Or at the same time, you could earn our Masters of Dispute Resolution as well, or the Certificate in Dispute Resolution in conjunction with your law or non-law degree. We have a number of different students that will participate in our programs, visiting students from around the world, students that are currently enrolled in our Certificate Masters LLM students, as well as students that are enrolled in the JD program or the MBA program that are using their electives to take courses, dispute resolution courses, as part of their other program. And so we do have a mixture of students in the classroom. We have professionals in the field that are coming in from human resources, social work, counseling, business, ombuds, police officers, consulting, peacemaking. So there really is a diverse environment of type of students that participate in our programs. In addition to that, we have had visiting students that have attended our programs from locations across the globe. Some of the international locations have included Griffith College in Dublin, the University of Technology in Sydney, as well as some of the local schools like BYU, Southwestern, Whittier, Miami, Baltimore, Valparaiso. We've also had students from UC Hastings, Lipscomb University, John Marshall Law School, Baylor, Hamlin Law School, University of Massachusetts, and so just have argued, I don't want to spend too much time listing all the schools that have approved our units to be able to transfer back. But if you're coming from a particular school and you're not sure if students have come here before, I'm happy to talk with you about that offline to see if students have come from that particular school. And students and schools are regularly accepting units from our particular programs into their law or non-law programs. There are 2 different time periods where visiting students will participate. As I mentioned earlier, our summer intensive is one of the largest attractors for the visiting students. Those courses are offered in late May and go through about early August. Depending on how the calendar lies, sometimes those classes will end late July, or sometimes it will be maybe August 2, depending on how those, again, weeks are scheduled. And so with the summer intensive courses, these courses are all offered in these 1 week or 2 week blocks. And so the way that the block courses are scheduled is you'll see in block 1 2 different course offerings that are offered, and so you would select one course to participate in each of the different blocks. So depending if you're looking at coming in for one class or if you're looking at coming in for each of the different blocks, so you're doing 6 classes, maybe the extended format, so that you can go through the majority of that certificate program just in the summer. You've got a number of different options. So again, as I mentioned, you would choose one class in each of the blocks and then just rotate through the different blocks. And so for all of our 1 week intensives or the 2 weekend programs, those classes will only meet for those 6 days or the 4 days, depending on which intensive you participate in. But 3 to 4 weeks before the start of the program, you will get access to the reading materials, so you'll have the time to do your research and to do your reading prior to actually coming in for the course. In some instances, you may have faculty that may require a reflective essay or something due on the first day of class, but in many, you'll have a book or a series of readings that you'll have to do before coming in for the program. And then once you're here in the program, you will meet for those 6 days or 4 days, depending on the sequence, and then typically 2 to 3 weeks after the page and click on application form. If you're looking at participating in the winter intensive, you would go to the winter intensive page and print that application form. Now, as I should note, if you've participated in one of the other programs, the summer program as a visiting intensive, and want to come back for the winter, we don't keep those application materials. So for each semester that you choose to come as a visiting student, you would have to do a new form and submit that with the required components. So the application as a visiting student would be the one-page application form, the letter of interest. So this is the letter of interest really is to describe why you're looking at participating in this winter intensive or summer intensive. And as I described, we do get people that come in from all around the world, in many different programs. So the letter of interest is an opportunity for you to indicate, I'm currently a JD student enrolled in X, Y, and Z, looking at taking this many units, or I'm currently a student enrolled in a program in Australia, and I'm trying to earn the units towards my business degree. That way we can understand where you're coming from, as well as what you're looking at doing with the program. So it gives us just a little bit more descriptor on who you are and how you're looking to participate than is required on the actual application form. It should really be only a page. It's not. Do not go all out and write like a personal statement. It's not made to be that big of a requirement. and the biggest component is the letter from your university. And so we do need a letter from your home school indicating, one, that you are in good standing, and two, approving your participation in our winter or summer intensive program. And this is very important for a variety of reasons, but more importantly, to protect the student. By having this letter of approval from your university, this is making sure that that university will accept the units that you take within our program prior to you actually investing the time and money to come in and participate in the actual program, as well as a $15 application fee and then a $300 deposit. Now, I should note, we do have one of our courses that's offered during the summer program, which will be our 12-day study tour trip. This is usually Hong Kong, Beijing, or London, Geneva, and Paris. Both of these trips will provide students with the opportunity to really travel abroad, meet with dispute resolution organizations in the field, as well as take a 2-unit course. This particular course is offered as a pass-fail course, but for many visiting students coming in and participating in our programs, they do need a grade. All of our courses, the rest of the courses are graded, so we can provide a grade for those of you that need one in order to transfer the units. But that particular program does require a separate one-page form to apply for the study tour, and then a $500 deposit to reserve your spot just for that travel course. And so I should note, if you're applying just for the courses that are held here in Malibu, you would go through this full process. Other students have elected to participate in our Master of Dispute Resolution program as part of their other law program. This will how you go through the program will kind of vary depending on the transfer rules and regulations held by your home program. So for some law students going through a program, some of them may have a certain limit of courses. Pepperdine, of course, it will accept 14 units within their Pepperdine JD program. For other law schools, they may accept 12, 10 units, or they may accept 16 units. And so one of the elements I always recommend students to do is check with your home school and see what their determined transfer limits are, and then that will really help you dictate how many courses you'll actually have to take in Malibu. And so for the Master of Dispute Resolution, in many instances, visiting students have been able to transfer units from their home school into our program. So I would look at your homeschool curriculum and see if a negotiation, a mediation, an ADR survey course, or other courses are available. We do understand that we do have the most comprehensive kind of dispute resolution offering, so not as many schools or law schools will have the same type of courses. But to see what type of dispute resolution courses your program does offer, the master's program will accept up to 10 units of transfer credit, but they have to be pre-approved. And so we typically are looking for dispute resolution graduate programs. So if you're coming in from a non-law program, see if the negotiation or conflict management course is offered. If you're coming from a law program, see what type of dispute resolution program or courses are offered as well. And so with the Master of Dispute Resolution, you can come in and take 14 units during the summer is the max if you're doing all 6 block courses plus the extended 2-unit mediation clinic. And then you would come in during 2 winter intensives to be able to take another 2 units in that 1-week format, and also look at transferring some units from your home program. There are some program requirements that do not have to be done here in Malibu. So for example, you are required to do 4 units of externship. So that you can do in any location, whether it's in the United States or abroad. I would, of course, encourage you to think about what you're looking at doing with the master's program and think about organizations that would really help leverage how you want to build a career with that particular area. And so the externships are a wonderful opportunity to be able to network within the field and really introduce yourself within an organization or area that you want to work in. And then the certificate in dispute resolution is the second option that many visiting students will do. With the certificate program, it is a 14-unit program. It has 3 required courses: an arbitration, a mediation, and negotiation class, and 4 elective course options. You can actually, as I mentioned, take up to 14 units during the summer. So if you do the full summer program and the mediation clinic, you can be able to earn the the certificate in one summer at Pepperdine. If your school offers some sort of dispute resolution courses, we do accept up to 4 units of transfer credit if you're looking at transferring into some units into the program. Now, in order for us to look at the transfer credit, we do need course descriptions as well as syllabi to make sure that the courses are comparable to what we offer here at Pepperdine. And as I mentioned, we have over 52 different course options in the field of dispute resolution. So there are many different directions that you could take the program based on whether or not you want to use it within the business context. So maybe that's managing litigation conflict for corporations and organizations, or dispute resolution system design, where you're working more of a consulting role of how do I help an organization design a dispute resolution system to help manage their conflict. Or perhaps it's ombuds. It's a person or department within an organization that handles disputes with that organization. Or maybe you want some more of the international commercial arbitration courses, or if you want to go through and take some of the specialized courses in employment mediation, in divorce and family mediation, in labor disputes. So there are many different areas that you can take advantage of the curriculum to tweak that program to connect with what area of law you're looking at pursuing. In many instances, dispute resolution is not specifically a specialization that's limited. If you are looking at having a career in environmental law, in intellectual property, in family law, in a variety of different areas, dispute resolution is kind of the big umbrella of how to manage disputes within that specific area of specialty. And so no matter what area of law you're looking at pursuing, the ability to use those mediation or to use those negotiation or arbitration skills can really help no matter which area of law you're looking at pursuing. For the master's program, we also will require that you're taking the mediation clinic. I mentioned this earlier. It can be an option if you're doing the certificate program over the summer. I should warn you, priority is given to students that are required to do it as part of their degree, and then certificate students will be given the option if there's spaces available. Typically, during the fall and the spring, this can be a little challenging, but typically during the summer, we don't have as many issues trying to fit students into that particular clinic program. So if you're looking at participating in it, this is a great opportunity to be able to handle real cases with real live clients and really put some of the skills you're learning in the classroom to actual use and being able to give back to the community. So the mediation clinic will allow students to go to the various courthouses all over Los Angeles to handle small claims cases, limited jurisdiction cases, the temporary restraining orders, and as well as unlawful detainers. And so with this, students are required to mediate at least 24 cases. During the summer term, the extended weekend format is truncated to 10 weeks instead of 15 weeks. So the cases that are required is actually 20 cases rather than the 24. So depending on when you're taking the mediation clinic, the requirements may differ. Even for those that are coming in and doing the Master of Dispute Resolution with a non-law program, the mediation clinic is still a great opportunity to be able to really feel what it's like to be that middle person, to be able to help facilitate the mediation process, because as we know, conflict does not discriminate. Anytime you're dealing with people, you're going to run into conflict, and to be able to learn the skills to manage conflict in a variety of different environments can really be an essential skill. And then for the master's program will also require that you do an externship within the field. And as I mentioned, especially as a visiting student, you do not have to limit yourself to placement organizations located in the Los Angeles area. I always encourage students to think about where you're looking at building the career and choosing an externship that will help direct you in the area or within an organization that you're looking to develop your professional career. When it comes to going through the program as a visiting student, if you're just taking one-off courses, you would certainly just go through that process I mentioned earlier as a visiting student. If you're looking at earning a certificate or master's in conjunction with your other program, then this is the application process I'm going to be talking about right now. And so with the application process, it really varies depending on when you want to start. If you're looking at participating in a summer program, registration for summer courses will typically start in mid-March. All of our applications are reviewed on a rolling basis, which means that we review applications as they complete and as they come in. We do not have strict deadlines because we start students in the fall, mid-August. We start students in the spring, which is early January, as well as the summer, which is late May. So if your target is trying to enroll in our summer program to be able to enroll in courses, then you will want to submit an application January, February, so that you can get a decision and meet with your advisor either via Skype or telephone or in person prior to actually enrolling in courses, which will start in mid-March. And so please look at the time frame of how it would take, long it would take to get through the materials, and then plan accordingly. When it comes to the personal statement, this is required for those applying for both the master's and the certificate program. What we're looking for is understanding your motivations, understanding why you're looking at going through one of our dispute resolution programs in conjunction with your home program. And so I always recommend to applicants looking at writing the personal statement to look at it from the perspective of the admissions officer. You know, as part of an application, we're already going to get your transcripts, we're going to get your letters of recommendation, we're going to get your CV or resume. So it's already going to tell us what you've been doing in the field professionally, as well as what courses you took academically, as well as kind of the perspective from some of your colleagues within the field. And so I always encourage applicants to really use the personal statement to fill in the blanks, to connect the dots between the different application components that we're going to see as part of your admissions process, to really highlight why are you looking at participating in one of our programs, and especially as visiting students, how are you looking to complement your current program with our dispute resolution program? So how does the certificate or master's program fit within your career aspirations or what you're looking at doing? As well as how do you think your education or background will contribute to our environment here at Pepperdine? And so I always recommend to applicants tweak that personal statement, do your research so that it reads like it's specific to this particular institution that you're applying for. Because when, as an admission officer, we're reading the personal statement to see, is this student a good fit? So if you actually take the time to tweak the personal statement to read, to show how you're a good fit and the courses you're interested in, the faculty you want to work with, that is certainly more helpful to see that connection. I always also recommend to students, one of the big mistakes I see people do in personal statements is especially from the legal arena, include too much legalese. The personal statement is not meant to be read like a journal article. If you're trying to demonstrate that you have the academic capabilities to go through the program and maybe you've published something, then submit a writing sample. But the personal statement is really not made for that opportunity. It's called personal statement for a reason. We want to know what your story is. What's brought you to this point? How do you think our program will complement what you're currently doing at your other school? Additionally, if you're looking at applying for the Master of Dispute Resolution program, we do require that you have some sort of a GRE, GMAT, or LSAT. If you're currently a law student at another program, you've already taken the LSAT exam, so you can certainly just share the LSAT exam results with us. If you're coming in from an international location and you are a non-native speaker of English, we do require that you demonstrate English proficiency. So for those international applicants for the certificate or master's program, you will have to submit a TOEFL or IELTS program. We do have a waiver process if you feel you can demonstrate English proficiency some other way. And we do Skype interviews to be able to confirm your English abilities and answer questions on our programs. Additional requirement for the application is we do require that you submit 3 letters of recommendation. And so for those letters of recommendation, I always recommend to applicants to be strategic. Many applicants will focus just on title. They want the dean of the law school, or they want the president of the organization. And I always recommend to applicants to think about the content. Be driven by the content and what they're going to be saying about you, about your interest in the field and what you're looking at doing, or how you are in the classroom, or how you are in the workplace environment. It is always good to have recommendations that are showing you in a variety of different perspectives, to show you within the legal context if you're coming in and have experience, within the classroom environment, within the internship environment, if you have professional work and experience in the field, within a professional environment, And so be strategic in who you're choosing to write those letters of recommendation and what are they looking at communicating. With letters of recommendation, we will accept them via our prospective student evaluation form, which is the last couple pages on our PDF application, or if they're coming to us from a verified email account, like a corporate or a university account, then we can also accept them via email. But we just cannot accept them from internet created accounts like a Google, Gmail, like a Hotmail, Yahoo, etc. For the application process, it is a PDF, and so the PDF is available on our website. It is editable, so you can put in your information, but then you then have to print it or email it to us with all the different application components. For the application process, we will require several different things. So the application PDF, which is what I just showed on the screen, the personal statement, the CV, resume, 3 letters of recommendation, transcripts, and these transcripts should be any and all programs attended. And so if you have your bachelor's degree, a JD degree that you're going through, if you have a graduate degree or business degree, or whatever the case may be, we do need all those transcripts. As well as a $50 application fee, and then the GRE, LSAT, or GMAT. In many instances, if you're a law student in another program, you can simply just submit your existing LSAT score. And again, we do offer rolling admissions, so we review applications as they come in with no strict deadlines. Now, I always encourage students to base their deadline on when we enroll students, and so registration for the summer term starts mid-March, so I would be applying in January, February if you're looking at participating in one of our summer programs. I should also note our classes also do fill. Because we are a popular program, the earlier you apply so that you can register for courses, the better your chances of getting the courses you actually want to take. And then for international applicants only, we also require that transcripts are evaluated. So for international visiting students looking at applying for the certificate or master's program, we do require that you submit your transcripts for evaluation. WES.org is an organization that we work with that can handle a lot of those foreign transcripts. In addition to the academic programs, there are a number of different training programs available. I've highlighted the professional skills program because for visiting students across the world, this one is the one that offers a student discount. So it's possible to be able to network with others in the field at a significant discount. For the professional skills program, just to give you kind of a mind frame, the summer program in June attracts over 250 mediators from around the world. So this is a great opportunity if you're looking at understanding a little bit more about dispute resolution, but more importantly, networking with mediators and dispute resolution practitioners from across the globe. And these may be lawyers or non-lawyers, depending on the background. I should note that if you are also interested in the academic program, these are simply offered as training programs because there's no grading, there's no written components. You cannot use them as transfer credit, but it's just another opportunity to network within the field. Additionally, we do have another webinar coming up next week, which will be program options for attorneys and judges. And the recording will be available. This session right now is currently recorded and will be available on our website. And then for those of you that have questions, you're more than welcome to reach me via email. And so my email is sarah.gonzalez@pepperdine.edu, or on my direct line, so country code 01 but 310-506-7454. If you have questions on the process of coming in as a visiting student or applying for a certificate or master's program, or just our programs in general, I've also been through the courses. I'm happy to give you feedback. I'm also happy to connect you with alumni that have been through the programs if you're looking at applying for the certificate or master's program. But as a visiting student, you really are given a unique opportunity to be able to complement your home program or home degree, whether it be a law degree, a business degree, or other degree, with the skills of learning, the skills to manage conflict. And so we do have a variety of programs available at Pepperdine. If you're looking at coming in as a visiting student, please do let me know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to walk you through that process. Thanks so much for watching the video.